we are going to get ready. Let me put in the headphones, because YouTube and their copyrights, you know how that goes. Can't take any chances. Alright. This should be very interesting. Okay, we are pressing, not play, but we are putting the disc, the Blu-ray disc on. So, the X-Men trilogy, we are ending the X-Men trilogy with X-Men The Last Stand. Yes, I know. This won't go well. This will not go well. But I knew it. I was aware. When I said, we're going to do this, we're going to do the X-Men movies, you knew it would come down eventually to X-Men 3. Alright, here is the Blu-ray menu. We're seeing a lot of fire, a lot of Phoenix shit. Let's go to the setup. Subtitles. English for the deaf and hard of hearing. It just makes sense. Alright, boy. This, I guess I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes. Oh boy. I knew I'd have to be drinking tonight, because I don't know how fun the commentary would be if it's just me being angry, or if it's me upset the whole time. Hey, it's Ty. Yeah, so this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. So, closing out the trilogy, like I said, X-Men 3, X-Men The Last Stand. Yep. Yep. I haven't started the movie yet, but we should probably start the drinking. I also got shots, in case you're wondering. I don't know when the best and appropriate time is to do the shots. You know, if it's like for every dumb moment in the movie, then I'm gonna be fucking dead. First half hour, I'm probably not gonna make it. So maybe not every dumb moment, but just a certain amount of dumb moments. I don't know. This is worse than Spider-Man 3. I agree. I would much rather be watching Spider-Man 3. As frustrating as Spider-Man 3 can be, I can at least watch Spider-Man 3 on a certain level without being angry. And oh yes, this is my Marvel. It's a bunch of fucking characters. Trying to pick out shirts to wear for these X-Men commentaries. I'm noticing that I don't have a lot of X-Men shirts, like really at all. I should probably look for some X-Men shirts. Like, the only real X-Men shirt I have is the one that I wore. Was it the last time? The shirt? The white shirt? Did I wear that white shirt last time? I think so. I think I did. Only other shirts I have is just like Marvel shirts that have some X-Men characters in it. You know, you got Magneto and Wolverine, and I think I see Xavier somewhere down there. Am I at 0.00? I am still on the Blu-ray menu. So I do not have the movie paused or queued up yet. The menu is just playing right now. Just waiting a couple minutes before we dive right in. And boy, are we diving. I wonder how long, too, it's going to take for me to get angry. Like, is it going to be as soon as the credits start? Or, you know, like, I'm trying to remember how the movie starts. Is there, like, a 5-minute period where it's not terrible and then it gets bad? I don't know. Oh. All right, I think we should we get started? It's terrible off the jump. All right, okay, let me make sure. I'm just getting it queued up. Bear with me. The Beast casting is great. You're talking about Kelsey Grammer? Oh, we will talk about Kelsey Grammer. All right. Let's cue this up. All right. Let me see the timestamp. Okay, movie hasn't started yet. We have the Blu-ray logo. Okay, we have the FBI warning. Anti-piracy warning, of course. Oh. Does it? Shit. Okay, I am queued up. 0.04. 4 seconds in. So it's the very beginning of the 20th Century Fox logo. 4 seconds in case you guys want to watch with me. I'm looking at the timestamp, and the movie's not even 2 hours long. Wow. The movie is only an hour and 44 minutes. I don't know if that's just a sign of the times, right? This was 2006, and superhero movies were not at that, like, over, like, 2+ hour. I don't even think Spider-Man 1, I don't even think was 2 hours. Spider-Man 1 was like 155, and Spider-Man 2 might just be 2 hours. So yeah, it's weird because nowadays you're used to the Marvel movies being 2.5 hours at least. All right. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Let's press play and let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, just for people to get the timestamp. 15 seconds in, and we got the X-Men logo. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. They weren't doing that back then, right? Oh, but you did see the X was highlighted for like half a second. The Marvel logo is all X-Men comics, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I love the current MCU intro, the music, the thing, but there is a part of me that feels nostalgic for the old school Marvel intro, the ones where, like, basically the Fox Marvel intro, and how it was just flashes of the comic book. Especially because they would have it to whatever movie it is, like X-Men, you would see X-Men. I think Fantastic Four, you would see Fantastic Four comics. And we have a de-aged Patrick Stewart and a de-aged Ian McKellen. Yeah, this doesn't look... It just doesn't look natural. You could tell it's an effect. I know it's 2006. I know it's not going to be like today's technology, but I would argue we probably shouldn't try this technology in 2006, right? So we are going to take our first shot because of how bad the de-aging CGI looks. That's the first offense. Not even 2 minutes in, and the movie already fucked up. Now, Bryan Singer did not direct this movie. Brett Ratner did. So is this Brett Ratner's fault? Or would Bryan Singer have tried to do this if he was directing the movie? I don't know. She's lifting all of the cars in the window. Cheers to bad CGI. Hey, Stan Lee! What a waste to have Stan Lee cameo in this movie. Which actually reminds me, was Stan Lee not in X2? X-Men United? He was in the first X-Men movie, right? He's on the beach. And then we just saw him here. Is he in X-Men 2? I don't remember. I don't think so. Oh, here we go. Is this supposed to be the same time period? 20 years ago? And we're just meeting a little boy, Angel? Kelsey Grammer as Beast was perfect casting. I will say Kelsey Grammer as Beast might be the best new addition that this movie did. Him and Kitty Pryde are probably the only new things that were good in this movie. I will say the acting of this little boy is pretty good. The little boy that tried to hide and had to cut his wings off. Not you. The acting of this kid though is very good. Oh, and the effects of his cut wings. I could totally see myself doing that. Like if I was his age, and if I was ashamed to be a mutant or scared or. Thank God the wings grow back though, right? So now we're seeing, instead of Patrick Stewart, Xavier narrating the intro and like having a speech like he did in the first two movies, This movie, no, you have two random flashbacks, and then you just have generic music. They don't bring back the score from the second movie. The theme of the second movie was amazing. Okay, here we have the mutants are in the middle of a battle. There's Storm flying. Halle Berry's new haircut. Her hair's different in every movie. There's is that Colossus and Rogue? Ooh. It was cool that Colossus touched Rogue's head and Rogue absorbed his powers. That was cool. She turned into steel as well. Again, I think this is the only action scene that Rogue does in this whole movie. And it's just the danger room. It's not even a real like thing. Kitty Pryde just held on to Bobby so that the missile went through them. And Rogue saw that, so Rogue is instantly jealous of Kitty Pryde. That's what you want. Love triangle. The best the best love stories are the romantic triangle shit. I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, why is Wolverine so chill about this? Like, everyone's in danger. These are kids. And Wolverine is so over this. He so doesn't care. I didn't know why at first. I remember going crazy for the Sentinel head, though. I remember thinking, holy shit, that's a Sentinel. Because again, I saw this in the movie theater, and I grew up on the cartoon show. So the first time I saw this movie in the theaters, I will say I did like it. I did, I had some issues, but overall, I liked it. Um, and then like the more I would watch it, the years that went by, and I would go back to it, and especially after the MCU, when you go back and rewatch this movie, it does so much wrong. So we had the reveal that they were in the Danger Room. Actually, the first time that we see the Danger Room in the X-Men movies. So, although I do like the idea that Wolverine sucks as a leader, like or as a teacher, like I like that he's not good at this, and Scott should be here. Like he even said, "Go find Scott." We cut to Scott, and Scott is Storm looks good. Yeah, yeah. Halle Berry's hot. There's no denying that. There's no, come on. Um, I know that James Marsden had to go do Superman Returns, or I say he had to. He didn't really have to do it, did he? He decided to do Superman Returns, so that's why we barely get him in this movie. All right, Rogue is giving Bobby shit for I get because Kitty hugged him or grabbed him to save his life. So okay, so Wolverine had to take over for Scott because Scott's all fucked up. I That's a decent line. Scott says to Wolverine, "Not everybody heals as fast as you." I like the line. I just don't think. I just don't think that this is the direction Scott should have gone. Right? If I was in the same situation where you only have, let's say you have 2 days with James Marsden because he has to go and do Superman Returns. So you only have him for 2 days, which is why they shot that scene for one day. And then the second day they shot the scene where Jean kills him. And yeah, Wolverine should not be telling Jean's husband to move on. I just feel like having Scott not do anything and then just being killed, I would have had, if you get 2 scenes with Cyclops, I would have had um, maybe a scene where he leaves, he takes off, he can't deal with it. Instead of shooting the second scene of him dying, have him show up for the end battle. You know, Cyclops shows up to help them, and Cyclops should be the one so Mystique has been captured. Homo sapien. Isn't it weird that they didn't show Mystique get captured? Like, wouldn't that be a moment you'd want to show us on camera? Maybe? Oh, and there's Beast. Beast is... I like the fact that Beast is in the White House, or that he is a part of the Capitol, or whatever he's doing. And I agree that Kelsey Grammer, great casting for Beast. It's not something I would have thought off the top of my head. Like, oh yeah, Frasier. Get him for Beast. But when you see him, not only is he good, but I agree. He looks great. I think the makeup for Beast in this movie is the best that Beast has ever looked in any X-Men movie. Better than First Class with Nicholas Hoult. Better than Days of Future Past with Nicholas Hoult. Better than Apocalypse. Better than Dark Phoenix. There's Ellen Page, or Elliot Page. Shit. Oh, look who it is. It's Moira McTaggart, who is not Rose Byrne and is much younger than Patrick Stewart. I feel like Brett Ratner, Simon Kinberg, who co-wrote this movie, produced this movie, would later go on to write and direct Dark Phoenix. They all must have felt like this is going to be the last movie, because they shoved so much shit in here. So many characters from the comics to the point where it doesn't make sense. And it sort of... This movie almost solely is the reason why the X-Men continuity is all over the place. Moira McTaggart, who's a very close character to Xavier, having her in the couple scenes, like 2 scenes that she's here, it sort of messes up how to use her in future movies, right? How do you explain her age being the way that it is if you go back in time and tell the First Class stories with Rose Byrne? Psylocke shows up later in this movie. I don't even think she says anything, but what a waste. And then that character just gets killed off. They do the Dark Phoenix story and the Cure story and the Brotherhood versus X-Men battle all in one movie. It's like, fuck, you know. Couldn't we have just done Dark Phoenix by itself, maybe throw in the Cure, maybe. But even that, I would argue you could save for its own movie. Am I looking forward to the Jamie Lee Curtis movie coming out for A24? I don't know what Jamie Lee Curtis movie that is. I have no idea. So who's the furball? Okay. He's the Secretary of Mutant Affairs. I love that. They have an interesting first meeting. It's you get the sense that Beast does not like Wolverine. I know Wolverine called him a furball, and I understand him being annoyed there, but I like that he came there to warn them about the cure. I like that Storm is very passionate about the fact that they don't need a cure. There's nothing wrong with them. They don't need to be cured. Like, I like that she has a definite stance and opinion. But I almost feel like this is three different movies in one. I feel like the Brotherhood versus X-Men, Magneto, Xavier, you know, which mutant ideology is truly right. I feel like that's its own movie, you know? So much you can do with that. The Cure. Now, maybe you could argue that The Cure itself isn't a plot big enough for its own movie, although I say it is. But in case you're wondering where does the action come from, you can do a movie that has The Cure as like a background plot, and then maybe the main villains are Mr. Sinister or the Hellfire Club or any other villain that we haven't seen yet. Have that be the villain while the cure is going on. That's its own movie. And then Jean Grey coming back from the dead as Dark Phoenix. That's definitely its own plot. I mean, fuck. And it sucks that because Fox got greedy and Fox did this Dark Phoenix story twice, who knows when Marvel MCU will ever even want to touch the Dark Phoenix story, right? Like, they might not even want to touch it. They might feel like it's old hat, you know? It's the same deal of, okay, there's Psylocke with the purple hair. I don't know why. So that fat guy's mutant powers is that he can just make himself skinny. Why does he ever make himself that big? Does he do that to look scary or look intimidating? Or when he gets into a fight, he gets big? But then in the very rare situation where he needs to sit down in a chair between two people, he can make himself skinny. Talk about the lamest fucking mutant power ever. Okay, clearly Magneto is anti-cure, very much anti-cure. I hate that Mystique's not here, though. Mystique gets captured off screen, not on camera. She's locked up. The next time we see her, she's going to get shot with the cure. So then that takes Mystique out of this whole entire movie. What a waste of Mystique. You know? I almost wonder if Bryan Singer saw this movie after the fact and said, fuck. Not only was he probably upset about so many things, right? But maybe that's why they wrote Mystique to be so important in the First Class Days of Future Past movies. That's why they built Mystique up as this hero figure, because of how horrible she was used in Last Stand. Okay, this character, Callisto, I think is her name, right? I know this actress because she was on Heroes, like season 3 or 4. And she was also in that movie Premium Rush, if you guys ever saw that, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Michael Shannon. Um, but it's like, I feel like this Callisto character becomes the new Mystique, or the new female right-hand woman for him. And Mystique went from being the president to now she's a little girl. And that little girl delivered that line very well. When I get out of here, I'm going to kill you myself. It's the smirk. It's her tone. She sounded like Mystique. I there is plenty to shit on this movie for that I will give credit where it's due. I said Kelsey Grammer is great as Beast, and I'm trying to point out good acting when I see it. And that little girl was a good actress, whoever she is. Hopefully she's still out there acting today. Alright, so I believe Beast is about to go and see this Cure boy that they keep talking about. Yeah, Mystique's great. But, and as much as I like Jennifer Lawrence in general, as much as I like Jennifer Lawrence, probably Days of Future Past is Jennifer Lawrence's best performance as Mystique. There's something about Rebecca Romijn. You know, she doesn't get a lot to say. Beast's hand just turns into a human, and he's reacting like he hasn't seen his hand look like that forever. It's again, quick scene, good acting from Kelsey Grammer. This is the last time with Rebecca Romijn. Well, technically she does have that one quick scene in First Class. Jennifer Lawrence makes herself look like Rebecca Romijn in X-Men First Class. It's a cameo, but technically she's in that. Oh, there's Scott driving his bike. I actually don't think we ever saw him drive his bike, because Wolverine always fucking stole it and drove it, right? And he goes and drives to Alkali Lake. I'm telling you, there is a way that we could have used Scott where you just used him better than this, right? Even, like I already said, you only have 2 or 3 days with James Marsden. You could have done something better than this. There's no reason why Scott couldn't have left and then come back for the end battle. He's hearing Jean's voice. He saw an image of her in the water. He just shot his laser eyes into the water. I always wondered what about Scott's red sunglasses that prevented his eyes from blasting. It's cool, but the water just opened up. But, you know, the ending of Days of Future Past and seeing the cast come back and seeing especially James Marsden come back after this shit was very rewarding, very satisfying. You agree, Profess the Film Fan? Well, thank you. Oh, there's Jean. Why is her hair longer? Last we saw her, her hair was like not even shoulder length. I mean, I like the way her hair looks longer, don't get me wrong. It's just continuity wise. And like the first time I saw this, I remember thinking, what the fuck is going on? She just showed up. It was such a weird edit where like he just turns around and she's just standing there. There's no big epic her rising from the water or do you know what I mean? The water opening up like fucking Moses and she walks out from the water. Nothing. He just turns around and she's standing there. Huh? Yeah, Cyclops. I don't know if he was my favorite, but in the cartoons, I definitely saw Cyclops as a cool, badass leader type. Something that I don't think the movies ever truly. You had maybe flashes of it in the first movie of him being the leader, but it's okay. And Jean, and I guess Jean killed him. We don't really know. Does she evaporate him? Does she like? We know that we see later on that Jean has the ability to just make people fucking Thanos dust away, right? Is that what she did to Scott? All we saw is her skin go gray, her eyes were going black, and his skin started to ripple, right? And then cut. The first time I saw this too, I specifically remember sitting there in theaters because I went with my two friends, and I remember seeing the potentiality that Scott died, and I remember thinking, no fucking way. There's no fucking way they just killed Cyclops. I remember thinking like, well, we didn't see him die. We don't see the body. Maybe he'll show up in the climax. Maybe he'll show up at the end in the battle and he'll help stop Jean or he'll help like convince her to come back from the dark side. There's the effects of Storm getting rid of the fog, I guess. Even after doing that, though, rocks are floating. Um, Ty is right. Holly Berry Storm is very hot. This might be the hottest that she's looked in any of the movies. I don't know if it's the haircut or if it's just Holly Berry being Holly Berry. It's very well could be the case. Oh, and there is Sky, Cyclops's sunglasses. All right, let's take a shot for the stupidity of killing Cyclops this early on. Look, I'm not saying that none of the X-Men movies should kill any mutants or should kill any characters. I'm not saying you're not allowed to kill off an X-Men character in these movies. I'm just saying you need to give me 3, 4, 5 movies where Cyclops is the leader. He is the Captain America of the X-Men before you kill him. So then that way, not only do we feel satisfied that we've seen Scott be a leader and be who we know that his character has the potential to be, but then once you kill him, we care. We feel it. We feel bad. We cry. You know, tell how many people fucking cried when Tony Stark died because we got so many fucking movies with him, and we got all of those moments and all of those. It's this is the most pointless death I think of any superhero movie. Even Elektra in the Daredevil movie had a better death as far as how it was handled, right? All right, We're taking a shot for Scott. A shot for Scott. And now the talk is about Jean. Wolverine's. This is where it comes out that Xavier did something to her when she was a kid. Okay, that sounds dirtier than I mean for it. But, Xavier suppressed her powers because it was too overwhelming and too powerful, and she would have become fucking Carrie, I guess, if he didn't do this. Um, and so, in suppressing her parts of her powers, I guess, is the Phoenix like a split personality thing? Or is the Phoenix her true self without any boundaries? Without any, limits to. Do you know what I mean? I guess it's a little confusing as far as this movie's explanation of the Phoenix. Um, in the cartoons and the comic books, I know it's very silly when you say it out loud, but Jean being possessed by an alien fucking force, I'm not surprised they didn't do that in this movie, but at the same time, at least that made sense as to why she's different now. It's not like, oh, this was always in her, or oh, she was always meant to be evil. No, Jean as a person is a good person, and she just is fucked now, you know? Um, all right, so Angel. So when was this flashback? Okay, at the beginning of the movie, it said 20 years ago when it showed Xavier and Magneto recruiting, that sounds weird, but going to Jean's house when she was a kid. And then they immediately cut to you don't like the alien aspect, you like the power overwhelming her. I'm not even saying that the idea of it being inside of her all along is bad. I get it. It's a lot easier and like a more simple way to tell the Phoenix story, and I don't hate it at all. I just don't love the idea that Jean always had an evil part to her because I don't know. I like Jean Grey as a character, and I always thought she was a pure, good-hearted person. Um, you think Angel looks like a young Ryan Gosling? Ben Foster would probably take that as a compliment. Um, trying to think of the last movie I saw Ben Foster in. He was in The Mechanic with Jason Statham. I never saw Hell or High Water with him and Chris Pine, but Ben Foster's still around. He's still out there. It's the actor that plays Angel. Um, but Angel is such a character that is not needed in this movie. I like Angel. I like the way he looks, the wings, but besides that, besides the beginning scene with him and his father, him cutting his wings off, which is a very good intro. Um, Ben Foster was in The Punisher. Yeah, Ben Foster, he got fucked up in that movie, right? He got really like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's almost like once they realized that Nightcrawler wasn't going to be in this movie, they figured, oh, well, we need to get another X-Men character, so let's get. Oh, she killed the black guy. And she said, told you so, because she said she would kill him. And she did kill him. And she's unlocking her cuffs with her feet. I don't know why, but that's hot. I should not find Mystique as hot as I do. Oh, so was she only captured just to try to get intel on the cure? It was all like a ploy, a plot. Hey, look, it's multiple man. And you see Pyro there. Multiple man just totally checked out Mystique, and I don't blame him. Uh oh. Here we go. It's the Juggernaut, bitch. He needs to pee. I will say this. Vinnie Jones being in that big muscle suit, it it's not a bad effect. Mystique just got hit with the cure. She took she took it for Magneto. Magneto almost got shot instead of her. And she literally went in front of the shot for him. And she just became human. Why is her hair black? Well, she's naked. You saved me. What? Magneto saying, what a shame she was so beautiful, like when she was blue. I think that's kind of funny. But so the idea that Magneto just leaves her there, and he acknowledged that she saved him. He knows that that would have been him if she didn't do that. It makes no sense that he would just leave her there. Even with his whole it's us against them, I don't like humans. Even with that, he still knows that Mystique is Mystique, that she still is proved how loyal she is to him. I would argue that no other member of the Brotherhood would have sacrificed himself like that for Magneto. It's ridiculous. And we're taking a shot. We're taking a shot because I'm angry. I said I won't take a shot for every dumb thing that happens, but for every major dumb thing that happens, we're taking a shot. I took a shot for the horrible de-aged CGI of Xavier and Magneto. I took another shot for them killing Cyclops off screen. And we're taking another shot for Magneto leaving Mystique. Combination of them, getting rid of Mystique's powers, basically, and Magneto leaving her. There's so many things in this movie that Magneto would never do. And that's true. He just went through all of that to break her out and save her, to just leave her there. Again, doesn't make any sense. You could even argue that Mystique is even more valuable now that she can go undercover. She could sneak into the cure facility because she doesn't look like a mutant anymore, or she doesn't even have mutant genes in her right now. She could bypass security, like she could help him on the inside now. He's smarter than that. He's smarter than to just leave her there. All right, now we have Jean Grey and Wolverine are making out like crazy, and I'm not gonna lie, evil Jean Grey is pretty fucking hot. Like the way how she just like puts her legs around him like this. I'm like, okay, yeah, I could get into this. Her scratching him and him healing. Tell you, man, that's some hot mutant sex right there. And she just took his fucking belt off. She was like, no. She's like, give me that dick. I do like that Wolverine stopped her and said, no, this isn't, you're not acting like yourself. As much as Wolverine did want her, he wants the real her. The one who he fell in love with. The one who, was married. Now he said, where's Scott? I was going to say, do we not bring up Cyclops at all again? Okay, Jean just woke up. So this is definitely a split personality thing. So this is the real Jean now, right? The mention of Scott's name woke her up. He has the sunglasses. Tell me what happened to him. It would be cool if they actually showed it. I mean, not that I want to see him die, but she broke his glasses. Well, there goes that. She's going nuts. Kill me before I kill someone else. Famke Janssen is acting her ass off here. Damn. And that shot of her completely breaking the door open is pretty cool. Yeah, dude. Famke Janssen deserves so much better because she's acting her ass off. She is acting. I think she knew how big the Phoenix story was for Jean. I'm sure when she took the role, I doubt she was an X-Men fan or knew the comics, but I'm sure after getting cast, she did research and probably was like, shit, this Phoenix thing, we're going to build towards that. That's going to be a big fucking deal. And she treated it as such. As bad as the script is, as bad as the dialogue is, she's acting her ass off. Her saying, kill me before I kill someone else, acknowledging that she killed Scott. Her crying, begging Wolverine to kill her, good moment. And then her saying, fuck it, like back to evil mode. I don't want to fix it. Boom. So, we're going to give props to Famke Janssen. Now Xavier's trying to locate her. Oh, now they're back at Jean's old childhood home. Oh, Magneto's already there. How is Magneto already there? How the fuck did he know? What the fuck? How did Magneto know? What? And they were already there before Xavier? Xavier had to locate her with his fucking powers. How did I miss it? How did Magneto even find out that Jean was back? What the fuck? Holy shit. We're just not even using logic anymore. That was just like, here I am. They filmed this scene the same day as the opening scene. I believe it. I believe it. That's how oh, I believe it. That It sounds just as ridiculous as this whole movie is. The fact that they would shoot that on the same day. Can you imagine Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen shooting a flashback scene of them being younger and friends, and then later on that day shooting this scene? So Magneto is arguing that Xavier held her back. So he was okay with it back then, but not okay with it now? You killed Scott because you couldn't control your power. So, like, if Magneto hears that, like, whoa, she killed her fucking husband? Like, why is Magneto not being smart? Magneto can clearly look at her and tell that she's unstable and that she's crazy. And I'll never understand why Magneto thinks that he can control her or that he can calm her down better than Xavier. Wanda or Jean? What, like, who's better? I mean, I've known the character Jean Grey longer, but I feel like the MCU has done such a great job with Wanda. The MCU is treating Wanda the same way Jean Grey should have been treated in the X-Men movies. The way how the MCU had Wanda as a character for multiple movies, gave her her own TV show so that we really felt connected to her, related to her. Um, so that if Wanda now turns bad, and if she becomes evil in Doctor Strange, it's gonna fucking hurt. We're gonna feel it. We're gonna feel like we're losing a friend or a loved one. We're gonna feel that. Whereas Jean Grey, it's just so sloppily done. But you said who's stronger? Who's stronger, Jean Grey or Wanda? If I'm going off of this Jean Grey, like, look at what we're looking at right now. She's lifting her entire house like it's fucking Wizard of Oz. Um, she's about to completely Thanos dust Xavier without just with her mind. I don't know. I don't know, but Wanda can create a whole alternate reality that is so believable that people believe they were in the fucking 50s, right? She recreated Vision. She she recreated the Mind Stone, kind of. So Wanda's strong as fuck too. I don't know. That's really a toss up, especially because we see what Wanda is able to do, good and bad. Where Jean, I feel like she's only OP power when she's evil. She's never been this powerful when she was good. Xavier looks over at Wolverine and just dies. Just fucking dusted away. Magneto had one moment of calling out Charles's name. You just saw your old best friend die in front of you, and Magneto's reaction to it is Magneto's reaction to Jean killing Xavier is Jean, come with me. What? She just killed Xavier. If I was Magneto, I'd be like, what the fuck? Get this bitch away from me. Wolverine, or I should say Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry, good acting here. They're reacting to Xavier's chair by itself. The way that Wolverine collapses, very good. And Storm, like instead of her collapsing too, I like that she goes over and hugs Wolverine. Like she's upset. But see, like Storm is definitely a leader. You know, she went to console Wolverine even though she was also crying. So that was a good scene. Even though everything before it was stupid. And here we have the funeral of Xavier. They don't have a body to bury, so I guess it's just a memorial plaque that they're going to have there. I like that Wolverine is. He's not dressed up in a suit. He's just off to the side, being his usual bad. Okay, so should we take a shot for Xavier dying? Because again, I'm not saying you're not allowed to kill Xavier, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you kill off Xavier, who's such an important character. What, halfway through the movie? Is it even halfway through the movie? Is this even halfway through the movie? If you're going to kill Xavier, at least do it in the third act. You know what I mean? Um, but whatever. I guess they did it there to show you that Jean is fucking too far gone. You know, she killed Scott, but we didn't see it, so you still had that question on like, is she good? Is she? And then her killing Xavier, I guess, is supposed to be like, oh no, Jean's gone. Jean's gone. It's not even halfway. Well, then there you go. That's even worse. I think when people hear me complain about the people that they killed off in this movie, they might think that I'm upset because they killed them in general, which is only partially true. I'm more upset that they killed Cyclops and Xavier this early on. You know? All right, we're taking a shot for Xavier's too early of a death. And at the moment, Bobby and Kitty Pryde are about to ice skate. Bobby makes his own ice. Because why the fuck not? Whew. She at. Now, I understand that we're trying to make Rogue jealous, or we're trying to give Rogue a reason to want to take the cure. But why does it feel like Bobby is spending so much fucking time with Kitty Pryde? I know that he did this because he wanted to make her happy because he saw her crying and she was sad about Xavier. So he said, "All right, let me do something to make her feel better." But we're barely getting scenes of her, of him in Rogue at all. Like, are they still a couple? You know, or is he kind of at the point where he's like, "Well, I can't kiss you, so like we're not really dating anymore." You know, like we don't really even know what the status of their relationship is. You know, like is Rogue just being jealous and lonely? He's over Rogue. Okay, look at this. I like that. I like the talk that Wolverine gives her. I like that he tells Rogue she wanted to be called Marie. I think this movie is probably why people don't like Anna Paquin as Rogue. And again, it's not Anna Paquin's fault. Um, you said there's no way she takes the cure. Well, she definitely takes the cure. We see at the end of the movie that she no longer has her powers. She definitely took the cure. Um, she shouldn't. She should not have taken the cure. I like that Wolverine tells her, make sure you are taking this for you. So the fact that she would hear that advice and still go take the cure for Bobby, basically, right? You hate how Rogue is in the movies, do you? Even the first two movies? You didn't like Anna Paquin in the first two movies? Okay, here's the part where Jean is threatening Magneto with the cure needles. The first one, she's cool. She's what? I just don't. So Magneto wants her there. Well, I agree with that, Callisto. She shouldn't be here. Yes, I did see that. I did see that. It's like an alternate ending where when Rogue is back in the mansion, um, is it that she's wearing gloves and that's how you know she didn't take the cure? I forget what it is exactly, but I do remember watching that and going, wow, so they shot it both ways and they still chose the version where she takes it? Because again, I'm not saying that that would have made me like the movie anymore, but you have the better version of that story right there. She doesn't take the cure. I can see why she'd be tempted. I can see why she'd even go to the thing and wait in line and think about it and be close. I could even see her sitting there in the chair and they're about to stick the fucking needle in her, and at the last second she goes, I can't fucking do it. This is who I am. This is my identity. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna be a fucking strong ass mutant. But no, no, she just fucking took the cure all because she wanted some dick, and there you go. Angel just showed up at the mansion because what the fuck else is he gonna do? Bobby's knocking on Rogue's door. Too fucking late. Maybe you should have checked in on her when you after your ice skating date. Her room is all cleared out, right? Now, how does even Colossus knows that Rogue is gone, and Bobby didn't know that? What? He did. He did. That's why. That's why I I know being a teenager and having a girlfriend that you can't physically touch would suck. So, but I don't think that makes it okay for Bobby to hang out with Kitty Pryde as openly as he's doing. You know, Either completely break up with Rogue and say, look, I can't do this. I thought I could. I tried, but I can't fucking do this. I'm sorry. And then be done with her. Don't lead her on. Don't get her jealous when you're talking to another girl or when you're holding another girl's hand. Or say to Rogue, hey, I like you as a person. Let's have an open relationship where, like, you're still my girl, but I can go fuck around a little bit. Here we have Storm is trying to tell Wolverine, what the fuck are you doing? Because Wolverine was packing his stuff and he was about to go. She made her choice. So if you're with us, then be with us. I will say that that might be Halle Berry's best scene in an X-Men movie. If you're with us, then be with us. And I also feel like all of this back and forth that Hugh Jackman's been doing with Jean, dude, Halle Berry's right there. Wolverine, stop slacking and get with Storm already. What are you doing? Oh, look, we have Pyro and Bobby talking for the first time since Pyro left, I guess. Uh-oh. Bobby and Pyro are about to. Shit. So Magneto is taking credit for the cure facility being attacked by Pyro. How does Magneto go on the news and Kitty doesn't even look better than Rogue? Well, it's not about that. I mean, come on. Kitty is just as cute as any girl. Come on, stop it. Um, although I will admit that Rogue physically is more my type. So, but that's also just because I've always had a thing for Anna Paquin. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen True Blood, Anna Paquin, sexy as fuck on that show. You know it's so. Oh well, there's Rogue going in to take the cure, I guess, or she's okay. She's waiting in line. It's weird how that sign was written. You have a bunch of protesters out there, and the way how the sign it said "say two," and then the word "no" in the middle, and then the cure on the bottoms. But like, I know it's supposed to say no to the cure," but "say two" was next to each other. Anyways, not the way I would have made that sign. Oh, okay. Wolverine is in the woods, and he just got hit with fucking. What are those? Acorn fucking knives? What the hell? What the hell is that? This guy's mutant abilities is that he can take out knives out of his wrists. Well, they're not really knives though. They're like, you're mad we didn't get more full on Iceman. I agree. We only get one shot of him fully Iceman. And then the only other time we ever see full Iceman is Days of Future Past, those future scenes with him. Okay, this is clearly just here to get a cool Wolverine fight. This guy's still here? I like that they both stabbed each other at the same time, but Wolverine is physically more able to just fucking take his. Okay, so if you are Magneto, why would your secret hideout be in the woods? Your powers are that you control metal. Why would you have your hideout in an area where there's no metal whatsoever? You're just surrounded by nothing but trees and wood. What happened to his hideout that we saw earlier where they were underground? And at least that looks like a place that has metal in it for him to. This is just. It's such a weird place for him. He should have built a metal fortress. Even if he wanted to have it in the middle of the woods, he should have like a metal walls around them. It's just stupid to me. Stupid. And it's little attention to details like that that clearly Brett Ratner and Simon Kinberg just did not think about at all. Uh, Whenever Magneto is controlling Wolverine, I do think that's a cool like image, visual. That's a good question, Gamer Man. What happened to Magneto's hideout from the first movie? Wow. So Magneto just threw Wolverine across like the entire woods. And they showed a quick shot of Wolverine all fucking cut up. Oh, there's fucking Mystique. I hate that line. Hell have no fury like a woman scorned. It's such a cliche. This whole script is riddled with cliched, dumb characters doing things that don't make sense. Mystique, look, as pissed as Mystique would and should be at Magneto for just leaving her naked there, right? Mystique hates humans more. Mystique would not just go and help the mutants. If anything, she would have gone to the X-Men mansion first. She would have gone to the mansion way before she would have gone to the fucking cops or the government or whoever the fuck she just went to. I don't buy that at all. Not at all. Yeah. Did Brett Ratner watch X-Men 1 and 2? I highly doubt it. I highly fucking doubt it. I do like that moment of Multiple Man. Um, he was the reason why they all thought that they were there in the woods. It's the only thing Multiple Man does, though, right? Like, I don't think he does anything else in this whole entire movie, does he? Does Multiple Man do anything else besides that bit? Is that the only reason why they brought his character here? Remember when Fox was going to have James Franco do a Multiple Man movie? Like he was going to play Multiple Man and it was going to be a fucking X-Men spinoff? That's Fox not knowing what the fuck to do with this X-Men property. Thank God. I don't want to say thank God Fox isn't around anymore because Fox was responsible for some classic movies back in the day, but I feel like when it came to certain movies, certain franchises, they fucked up. Huge. There's Beast in his old X-Men uniform. I love it. I do love it. Like Sony with Spider-Man, yeah? Yep. You would sit through this over Dark Phoenix? Okay, I will say this about Dark Phoenix. I think Dark Phoenix is technically a better. It's a better, maybe directed movie, maybe better written, but Dark Phoenix is more boring than this. I will give you this. This movie is at least fast paced and has a lot of action and has the original actors from the original cast that I care about. I do still care about Hugh Jackman. It is still great to have Holly Berry, Bobby, Rogue as barely as she's there. Um, there are still things that this movie is kind of like a legacy X-Men, the legacy X-Men cast that Dark Phoenix just could not replicate. Famke Janssen as Jean, Xavier, Magneto. I just wasn't as connected to the Dark Phoenix cast to care as much about them going through that story. Although I do like how much more Scott is a part of it. Cyclops in Dark Phoenix obviously plays a bigger role. There is no Wolverine whatsoever, which I remember. I mean, I've only seen Dark Phoenix once, but I remember when I saw it, and I remember thinking to myself, "Man, remember all those people who complained about Wolverine being so much in these movies or too much of the main character that it felt like they felt like other characters weren't being given a chance or Scott wasn't being given a chance. And then they gave us Dark Phoenix with no Wolverine, not even a cameo, not even a moment. And the movie's so goddamn boring without Wolverine. Like, so I know there's a way to do it. There's a way to do an X-Men movie even without Wolverine, where it's still fun, enjoyable, great characters, great writing. They just haven't made it yet. The best X-Men movies have Wolverine in it. The bridge scene is a huge redeeming factor. Okay, you're talking about this moment? Yeah, Magneto lifting the bridge and bringing it over to the facility. Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely a cool visual. It's a cool image. It's a cool special effect. Um, it's a little overkill. I don't know if he needed to do it. I definitely don't think he needed to do this. Yeah, he just lifted the entire, well, like 90% of this bridge. It's like Magneto is this powerful? Like, you almost don't realize it until you see this movie and you're like, he's this powerful? And isn't it crazy that we're already getting towards the final, like the third act? It's like, it feels like so much happened, but also so much didn't happen. It's such a weird feeling watching this. Like, technically, a lot has happened, but I don't feel it. I don't care. I'm sort of just watching things happen. I don't like that line. Charles always wanted to build bridges. What? Is he saying that because Charles is dead and so he's mentally reminiscing about Charles to himself? How random of a line is that, other than the fact that you just wanted to bring up a bridge? I remember in the theater, people laughed when the woman locked her door. I don't know. I mean, in a better movie, maybe it's funnier. It just, I just never really reacted to it. Just seems kind of stupid. That should be Mystique there. I'm sorry. As good as the actress that plays Callisto, as good as she looks, they should, like, okay, another moment that Magneto would never say and never do. In chess, the pawns always go first. Magneto does not think of the Brotherhood mutants as pawns. Magneto does not think that they're pawns. He's fighting for mutants. His whole crusade is because mutants are the top of the food chain. They're the top of the species. He wouldn't just, yes, to him, all mutants are equal. That's the whole reason why him and Xavier had their falling out, is because Magneto wanted the X-Men and the those mutants to go to work with him. It's just, I just don't get it. I don't get the writing of this movie. I think anything, like, yeah, sure, Magneto lifting a bridge is cool, but the writing for Magneto is at its worst in this film. Who wrote this shit? Okay, written by Simon Kinberg and Zach Penn. Fuck you both. Simon Kinberg should have known better than to write this bullshit. Pretty sure he's been a producer on every single X-Men movie. You weren't paying attention, but I'm not even talking about comic book shit. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about continuity for how Magneto acted in the first two films. These are your movies that you produced. You're not even staying true to what you set up. And you brought up a great point. Where's Magneto's hideout from the first film? He would have just gone back to that. You're telling me that Magneto couldn't have recreated another facility that's And yes, Magneto loves all mutants. That's why Magneto is usually such a good villain, is because he truly believes that mutants are the right ones. That he believed that mutants are the best. And so to take that away from him here, he's just every generic superhero villain that you saw in the 90s and 2000s, just no depth to him at all. But the first two movies, he had depth. So is Callisto's powers that she's just like the Flash or something? And why is Magneto telling Pyro not yet? Like, if not now, when? You know? And Juggernaut. Why is Juggernaut in this movie? I know he's just a big dude. I know he's just a big dude for that Wolverine fought earlier in Jean's house, but he doesn't have another fight with Wolverine later. Okay, so you had this random mutant that could grow back his limbs. So, and mind you, the CGI for that guy's arms was terrible. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I almost forgot that was happening or that was coming. So the line where Wolverine kicks the guy in the nuts and says, "Grow those back." Again, I think some people laughed in the theater, but it's just these jokes are so bad. Best line in the whole movie? What, the Juggernaut line? Oh, I hate that Juggernaut line. I hate it. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. I hate it because the only reason why that's in this movie is because of the animated series and somebody making a video. Oh, the porcupine mutant just killed her. Um, Somebody made a video with X-Men the animated series footage, and they redubbed all of the dialogue to make the X-Men sound like they're from the hood or to make them sound black or something. And I remember seeing it fucking when I was in high school, and we all thought it was hilarious. We all laughed at it. And that was a line in that video where Juggernaut said that. So I could not believe that they brought that into the live action movie. And for the longest time, this was the only version of Juggernaut we had in a movie. Thank God for Deadpool 2 and putting Juggernaut in that movie, because not only is that Juggernaut better, but that other Juggernaut looked better too. And Juggernaut, is Juggernaut supposed to be a mutant? I always thought Juggernaut was just like a big dude that had the armor. Am I crazy? An angel just showed up completely fucking random to save his father. How did he know his father was there? How did he know? Like, was he just hanging out while all of the mutants were fighting and being killed? and just like stood there until, oh wait, that's my dad. Let me go fucking fly in. And like, how convenient. Storm just electrocuted Callisto, by the way. So I don't know if that killed her. Is Callisto dead now? Did she get electrocuted to death? Why didn't Storm have the line of, hey, Callisto, do you know what happens to a Callisto when they get struck by lightning? They should have just brought that line back. As silly as this movie is, why the fuck not, dude? Why the fuck not? Okay, so I guess this is a decent image of Magneto throwing cars and Pyro setting the cars on fire so that fiery cars are falling on them. So they all had a moment. All of the X-Men saw the cure, saw the needles of the cure on the ground, and they all looked at each other as if to say, like, should we do this to one of our own? Should we give the cure to an unwilling mutant? But but they didn't say anything out loud. They just looked at each other and they kind of nodded, like, we're gonna do this. Shockingly, one of the few subtle moments of this movie. Here we go. Pyro versus Iceman. The big climactic fight that everybody waited for since X-Men 2. Now, wouldn't it have been cool if Bobby was complete ice this entire time? Or like the entire end battle? Here he is. He's fully. It's Iceman. And how many seconds was that? How many seconds did we get Bobby as Iceman? It was way too short. It's cool, but it's way too fucking short. Oh, they stabbed him with 4 needles. I love Magneto's reaction of like, no, you're one of them. Magneto reacting like as if he's dying. Because a big part of him is dying. So Jean was just standing there this whole time? This whole time Jean was standing there, not doing fucking anything. What the fuck? If that doesn't tell you that there's too much shit going on, where you're sitting there asking questions like, what's this character doing? And these random guys just showed up to try to shoot Jean with the cure. And Jean just turned all those guys into Thanos dust. I remember thinking when I saw this in theaters, because at the time this was a pretty big effect, right? The battle and everything. But like now it doesn't look nearly as big as I remember. And Magneto just looked back at Jean and said, "What have I done? What the fuck did you think was going to happen?" Again, Magneto is so dumb in this movie. Would you saw her eviscerate Xavier? What did you think she was going to do? They just killed Psylocke and those two other mutants. I don't know. All right, we're gonna take a shot because of Magneto. What have I done? I didn't know that Jean Grey was fucking homicidal and uncontrollable, and Xavier couldn't control her. But fuck, I couldn't control her, even though she didn't know me, and we've actually been rivals for years. Holy shit! What have I done? What other way did I think this would go? All right, Wolverine is walking himself towards her. The effect of him breaking up, his skin's breaking apart as he's trying to. It's a pretty cool effect. It's making me think if Wolverine was about to be dusted by Thanos, this is like it would. Can you imagine like his body trying to be dusted away, but he's healing himself, so it's taking longer? That would be fucking cool. Somebody should take this and put this version of Hugh Jackman in Infinity War. And Wolverine just killed Jean, stabbed her, and she looks happy that she died. Um, See, the problem, again, I remember when I first saw this, I remember this being a really emotional moment, mostly because of how good Hugh Jackman and Famke Janssen acts this out. But the problem is that they were never together. They were not in a relationship together. Him saying "I love you," where is that coming from? Why does he love her? Love her from what? Because you were lusting after her? Because you wanted to sleep with her? You didn't date her. You didn't know her as a person. You were attracted to her. And that was it. Only Scott can say he loved her. Alright? Like, let's be fucking real here. These movies treat Wolverine and Jean like they were soulmates or something, or his lost love that he had to kill. Like, no. No. Whew. So we just saw Jean Grey, Cyclops, and now Xavier all have tombstones at the mansion. Oh, there's Rogue. Or should I say Marie? You're sorry I had to. But it's what I wanted. Yeah, but Rogue, the problem is that you can't stay here anymore. You're not a mutant anymore. So get the fuck out, pack your shit, and you're not staying at this school anymore. So I never knew who that little boy was that Storm just hugged and let into the school, but it's the kid who had the cure. Now I don't know why he has hair now, as opposed to being bald. Um, I don't know why this kid has hair now. I don't know. And isn't it dangerous for that kid to be at the school, given that his ability is to take away the abilities of people around him? Um, well, yeah. Rogue ends up technically getting her powers back because everybody got their powers back. Magneto gets his powers back. Rogue gets her power. Anybody that got hit with the cure, Mystique, right? Although we don't really know what happened to Mystique in the future of Days of Future Past. We never saw future Mystique. Um, Although they did say that like they captured Mystique and took her DNA to help them make the new versions of Sentinels. Yeah, I will say this though. Thank God that this is not the last X-Men movie. Although, given the way Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix went, maybe they shouldn't have gone as long as they did. But Days of Future Past should have definitely have been the last X-Men movie. Great movie, maybe the best X-Men movie, and also the ending, bringing everybody back full circle. It like fuck, man. Well, Eric, move the chess piece. Directed by Brett Ratner. Fuck you, Brett Ratner. Fuck you, Simon Kinberg and Zach Penn. Fuck all three of you. Fuck you, Avi Arad. Every time I see Avi Arad's name, I know that the movie's probably shit. Even Kevin Feige, executive producer. You know that Kevin Feige did not have nearly the power that he has now, and he's just sat back, saw all of the dumb mistakes that Fox and Sony made, right? Because Feige was a producer on a lot of these old Marvel movies, so you know that he was learning how to make the good Marvel movies. He was like, "Oh, okay, I see what's not working. I see how Fox is fucking this movie up. Okay, let's not do that when I do my own Marvel movies, right? You know, let me give the certain characters what they need to not feel like they've been shafted or to give them a lot to do." So there you go, guys. X-Men The Last Stand. Yay. How fun that was. Boy. I fully acknowledge though that X-Men The Last Stand is not the worst X-Men movie. Um at least it's like it's my most it's my most frustrating X-Men movie. Like I watch it and I get really frustrated with the story, the script, the way the characters are written, how much stuff is shoved in here. Like I have a lot of issues. But I still feel like it's more watchable than X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's more watchable than Dark Phoenix, just because Dark Phoenix is very boring, and it's I it's more watchable than X-Men Apocalypse. Again, in my ranking of the X-Men movies, I probably still have this dead last just because of how angry I get over, like I said, Cyclops being killed, Jean Grey in a Dark Phoenix story being rushed, Magneto. The writing for Magneto is almost the most frustrating thing in this movie. So I just get more frustrated watching this. There are still cool moments. There's still some cool action. There's still things in this movie that are decent. It's probably the best effects between the original three movies. Probably the best CGI and effects, I guess. Not saying much because the second movie actually did a great job of like not trying to do too much CGI and not trying to do too much shit like that. It was more about the story and the characters and Stryker's connection to Wolverine and shit. It did the action in a smart way. The first two movies handled the action in a good way, to like not have to worry about the budget. Wow. Wow. It makes me wonder, like, you know, I wish instead of Apocalypse and instead of Dark Phoenix, I wish we got one final X-Men movie with the original cast. You know, basically picking up from when the after or the last shot of Days of Future Past, picking up from where that movie ended, and then having one last movie with that cast. Maybe that cast should have fought Apocalypse, or maybe that cast should fight Mr. Sinister, or just somebody else. That could have been like a final farewell to the X-Men franchise. You know, it needed to be the original characters. It needed to be the versions of these characters that we fell in love with from the beginning. You know, it sucks. It sucks. We'll probably never get that now, especially because Disney, they will just reboot probably. I mean, I know obviously we're going to get Patrick Stewart in Doctor Strange, but it's probably a cameo, let's be honest. It's not going to be like, hey, he's the Xavier of the MCU. You know, it's probably him from a different universe. Doctor Strange will meet him. We'll get some Illuminati shit, some explanation about what they do and why they do it. And then that'll be it, you know? And then when we get mutants and X-Men in the MCU, there will be new actors. And is this the first Marvel after credit scene? Is Moira McTaggart? Charles? So I definitely didn't see that scene in the theater. I definitely 2006 they were not doing after credit scenes. Like that wasn't a thing, you know. Nobody would have known to stay and wait for that. So I forget, like, it was definitely when I had this movie on DVD and I think I just left it playing and I accidentally discovered it. I accidentally was like, "Holy shit, there's an after credit scene for this?" And I remember being confused because it looked like a body that was somebody else, but you hear Patrick Stewart's voice and she says Charles. And so I remember going like, "What?" And then the more you rewatch the movie, there actually is a moment where Xavier is talking about something about putting your consciousness into a different body and blah 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 and just I don't know. They try to set up the idea that Xavier could put his consciousness in a different body, and so maybe that's the explanation. It was a black man. That was not a black man. That was clearly a white guy. But I think somebody said that the explanation of Xavier coming back in Days of Futures Past um, is that he had a twin brother that was in a coma, and Xavier put his consciousness into that guy's body before Xavier died, which is so dumb, so unrealistic, so come on. Give me a fucking break. Dumb, 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 dumb. Um, but really quick though, before we end the stream, let's take a look at these deleted scenes. Okay, ready? Play all. This will be the last thing we do before I end it. Okay, Xavier voiceover for main titles. So they did have a voiceover for Xavier over the main credits. And I hear it. Patrick Stewart is talking over the credits. Why did they cut this out? What the fuck? Look, I'm not saying that there is a version of this movie that is overall good, but there might be a better version of this movie. There might be a version of this movie that doesn't completely suck. There's an idea. All right, what is this? We're in the laboratory. And okay, we see the bald kid that they're using to create the cure with. Okay, just a random shot of them doing that. All right. Alternate version of Beast meets Logan. An alternate version of this. All right. Who's the furball? That's the same. Oh, so the difference is that when he says, Wolverine, you're quite the animal, Wolverine says, look who's talking, and then Beast growls at Wolverine. Yeah, I probably would have cut that out too. That was just weird. It looked more like Beast wants to fuck him than like him trying to look tough or something. Oh, I see. So Magneto does have an underground lair, but we just never saw it. So in the woods, Pyro just opened like a secret door that goes in like underground to the woods, and there's like a whole metal hideout that Magneto just sits in by himself. What the fuck? Why didn't you show that in the movie? Why doesn't he have his speeches in his metal hideout? Boy, you know what? Maybe we should blame the editor. The editor for this movie fucked Brett Ratner over. Oh, what the hell? That was the same scene, but this time Ian McKellen had a full fucking beard. Is it to show that it's been a long time that Magneto's been hiding out? All right, we're seeing the same scene. Oh, so the guard that tells Mystique to shut up when he's the president, they had a version where he says "shut the fuck up" to the president. You do get one F word for PG-13. I would have left that in. Although maybe I wouldn't have given a random like person the F word. You know what I mean? Like some random dude who says fuck to Mystique before she kills him. Like maybe you don't give him the F word. Maybe you give the F word to Wolverine or Magneto or somebody else. Maybe Pyro could have said fuck. I'm gonna fuck Rogue, Bobby. What are you gonna do about that? And then that's when him and Bobby fucking fight each other. All right, I guess this is just a longer version of. Okay, yeah, this is a longer version of the fight in the house. Callisto versus Storm, and Wolverine versus Juggernaut. They actually cut out the action from this part? That's shocking. Why would you shorten the action of a scene? Oh shit. So Wolverine stabbed Juggernaut with his claws, and then he put out his other claws and yelled for Storm to electrocute him so that he could electrocute Juggernaut. Why was that cut out? All the stupid shit that Brett Ratner has, and he cuts out the cool parts? Wow. Can I do like my own fan cut of this movie? Oh wow. So in the scene when Xavier and Phoenix, like when she's lifting the house, apparently they talk to each other in their minds. She's fighting Xavier in her head. We hear their inner dialogues, which was completely cut out. Xavier is telling her that she can't control her power. She's saying she's more powerful than him. Wow, I can't believe that. Well, I mean, I guess you don't need any of this, but it's interesting. I am Phoenix. Oh shit. Famke Jensen in her own head, before Xavier dies, he hears her say, I am Phoenix. Wow. I don't know if I would have cut that out. That 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 was pretty cool. That really was her accepting the fact that like I'm a villain now. All right. Is this an extended version of Bobby and Kitty Pryde's date? Do they kiss? Oh my god, they kiss. Rogue sees Bobby and Kitty Pryde kiss. Wow. What the fuck? Well, no wonder why they cut that out, because that makes Bobby look like a real fucking dick. And that makes Kitty Pryde look like a fucking homewrecker. Unless you tell me that unless you tell me that Rogue and Bobby are broken up and Rogue still wants to be with him, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like he just fucking cheated on her. Even if that scene was included, though, I still would have had Rogue not take the cure. All right, this is a longer version of Magneto talking to Jean or Phoenix. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, okay, you know what? That's actually a much better version. It still doesn't make sense that Magneto would take Jean for himself because he should be aware. When she kills Xavier, he should be like, oh fuck, I can't. She's too far gone. But in this version, Magneto gives her or shows her a metal cup and he tells her, hey, you're so powerful, you can turn this into anything you want. And she takes the cup and turns it into this fucking heat energy that almost kills the entire Brotherhood. And that's what makes Magneto say stop. Instead of her with the cure on him. So yeah, that was actually a better version of that. Okay, here's a deleted scene where Beast calls the White House to warn them about Magneto's attack, and they just don't listen to him. So that probably explains why Beast was so quick to join the team. This is different. Wolverine does not want the kids to come with them. I remember this part of Wolverine's dialogue was in the trailer, but this scene is not in the movie. So Wolverine had to be talked into letting them join the X-Men. I would have kept that in there. I would have kept that in there. Jean senses a scared little girl. Ooh. I must not remember these scenes. I only remember the Rogue doesn't take the cure, but I don't remember any of these other moments. Jean sees a scared little girl in the car. I would have kept that moment. Jean saw the little girl scared, and for a moment she looked, you know, and then she just turned around. These deleted scenes, again, would not have made this movie better, but it's definitely interesting. Okay, so during the battle, Magneto is yelling at Jean to do something, to help the Brotherhood because they're all being shot with the cure, and she doesn't want to. Where was that? Again, we needed that because otherwise you don't even fucking know what Jean's doing the whole time they're all being attacked. She just is standing there. You have a moment where Magneto's trying to tell her to do something and she's like, fuck you. You sound like Xavier. I don't. Yeah, we need some like alternate cut, producer's cut, something. There probably is a better version of this movie out there. It still would have annoying things to it, but damn, Beast is fucking yeah. Beast definitely broke like two people's necks. Bobby freezes fat. Phat. Who's fat? Who the fuck is that? Oh, the big fat dude that can turn himself skinny. And then Bobby froze him, and then Colossus broke it. Yeah. Why did you cut that out? Alternate version. Here's Juggy. Here's Juggy. There's an alternate version of him saying, oh. He breaks through the wall and says, here's Juggy. I mean, I'm okay with that being gone. But you already had the Juggernaut bitch line, so you might as well have kept that in too. Extended Dark Phoenix destruction. She does even more destruction? How? What more could she have done? Oh, so it's all the soldiers being. That's another thing is that this movie ends with this whole like, oh look, everything's okay. Humans and mutants are living in harmony. Where, dude, Dark Phoenix doing this, Dark Phoenix destroying this facility and killing as many soldiers as she did. There's no way that the president and that humans are okay with mutants and the X-Men after that. Dark Phoenix doing that would set the mutants back 100 years. Somebody like a William Stryker would come to this fucking mansion and bomb it. After that, all right, here we go. Alternate ending: Rogue returns. So in this version, Rogue doesn't take the cure, right? You're back. I couldn't. I couldn't do it. This is me. And she wears her glove and touches his hand. And they took that out. Fuck you guys. Logan returns to Alberta, Canada. What? Alternate ending. I don't remember this. You mean so he leaves the mansion again and goes back to Canada? Who is this? Do you? Oh, is this the first? Is this the same place from the first movie? Is he the same guy from the first movie? Yeah, I don't know if I would have kept that scene in. That was a I don't even know what that scene means. What does that scene mean? All right. Well, I guess that's it, guys. Thank you for watching along with me. X-Men: The Last Stand. Hopefully, I wasn't too negative for people who enjoy the movie. Stay tuned for the next live watch along, which motherfucker, that will be X-Men Origins Wolverine. Whew, goddamn. All right, later.